So if you don't know who I am, my name is Anirudh and I create web development tutorials on YouTube and help others learn coding the easy way. So if that sounds interesting, make sure you subscribe to see more videos just like this. Alright guys, I'm gonna explain to you CSS syntax in the easiest way possible. So we'll start off nice and easy with a simple HTML h1 tag. So this h1 is a header size 1 tag with the message of hello world. So the parts of it are the starting tag, the ending tag, and inside is the message. Now when I run this, because when I only use HTML, default CSS will be applied to it and it's often going to end up as black. So the color of it when we run it on our web page, it's going to look black. But I don't want it to look black, I want it to look red. And so in order to do that, we can use CSS. But how? So what we'll have to do is in our CSS, we have to target its container. So right now, we cannot simply type in the message, but rather we can target the h1 because the h1 is its container, as the message is inside the h1 tag. So it's important that we target the h1. So let's move into our CSS and let's do that. Alright, so we're simply going to just type in h1, and now some of you might have noticed that there are no arrow tags that were there on the HTML, like what we use in HTML, and that's because in CSS we don't actually use them, and if we do, CSS might actually think of it as something else. So in CSS we just simply type in the tag name, and the tag name is called the selector. Now when we move into classes and IDs in the next video, we'll use a different type of selector, but right now when we're using HTML tags, we can just simply type in their name like this. So this is called the selector. Right, so selectors are important because the CSS code needs to understand what it's supposed to select and style. If we don't have a selector and we just type in random code, then it's not going to understand what to select and style. So it's really important that you do that. So moving on to the CSS code part. We write the CSS code inside two curly brackets that are called the declaration block, and so inside the declaration block is where we type out our CSS code. So we're going to start off with a simple property, and it's called it's the color property. So we put in the name of the property and then a colon. So a property is an attribute of something. So some property examples are width, font size, font family, color, height, all those kinds of stuff. Those are properties. So once we have given it a property, we're telling the CSS code that we want to change this property. And then what we need to do is give it a value. So values are important because as soon as you put in a property, you need to give a value, or else the CSS code will think of it as an error. So if you're going to add a property, make sure you add a value to it. And to end it off, we usually add something called a semicolon. Semicolons act like periods in an English sentence. They're used to end off the declaration we're making in our CSS code. I hope that makes sense. Thanks for watching.
If you're interested in learning programming the easy way, then please make sure you like this video and subscribe and hit the bell icon to be notified when the next video comes out. Once you have, please let me know down in the comments. I'll make sure to reply to you. Thanks. If you have any questions or comments, please let me know down in the comment section, or simply join our Discord server and you can post them there. Thank you.